guys, it's Tara. I'm so weird. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. The weekend is upon us. So I wanted to talk to you today about Weight Watchers. I realize I reference Weight Watchers constantly, obviously, which makes sense because that is the plan that I'm following. But then I thought to myself, maybe not everyone knows about Weight Watchers and some of you may be interested. So I thought that I would give you a little bit of a rundown of how Weight Watchers works and then also why I feel like it's working for me. Yes, you have to have a subscription. That's probably a very obvious point, but it is based on a subscription. So what I did when I first got it is I subscribed for 6 months, I believe it was. Obviously, it's like anything, the longer term you select, the better the deal is. So I did a 6-month subscription. I believe at the time it was like, if I did 6 months, I only had to pay $10 a month. So I did 6 months, and then once the 6 months is up, it automatically goes into a month-to-month unless you cancel it. So mine kicked in automatic month-to-month, and now I pay about $20 a month. Yeah, but you can get really good deals. Sometimes they have promotions, and I would say there's probably going to be one coming up around Christmas time. They did one like around back to school, end of summer. So I think seasonally they put out these promotions as an incentive to sign up. So anyway, that's how it works. So it is a month-to-month. So when you sign up, you have to select whether you want to do the online version, so strictly using their online tools and their app, or you want to sign up for the meeting. Now, I can only speak to the online version because I haven't done the others. So with the meeting, for example, I'm pretty sure you probably also have access to the online tools. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. But then, of course, you have the advantage of being able to go to your local meetings. I cannot tell you what they do at these meetings because I don't actually know. But it's that support group, right, of going and maybe sharing recipes and sharing stories and just helping each other feel motivated and to stay on track, which is awesome. But I haven't attended one. So what I do is I go through the online system. The reason I did that, one of the reasons I did that is because in the past I have done I've done similar programs where I went every week and I weighed in, and I was accountable. You know, that was keeping me accountable because I was going and I was having to weigh in and stand in front of someone, and when you're doing that, you're accountable to that person. And I always found that once that was over, for whatever reason, whether I kind of fell off track or whatever the case was, the second I didn't have that person there, I just kind of stopped. Like, I never learned how to be accountable to myself and how to, yeah, be accountable to myself. So that was one of the reasons that I really wanted to do the online app, because I thought if I'm ever going to make solid life changes, I'm going to need to learn to do it by myself and for myself. And that's not to say that I don't have amazing support and that I don't, need support to some extent. I mean, everyone does. But I really needed to learn to be, to be doing it for myself and not because somebody was going to be standing across from me looking down and writing down a number in a chart. The cool thing about the app, actually, talking about community and support, is Weight Watchers introduced this section of the app called Connect. And basically you are able to connect with other people who are also doing the online version of Weight Watchers within the country. So, but it's awesome. Like it's kind of this Facebook / Instagram platform looking type of platform, just like any other social media type of platform. And people post statuses and photos, and it's so motivating and inspirational because you're seeing these before and after pictures. It's also great because you get to see people's struggles, and it helps you feel like not as alone, I guess, on this journey. you know, like any other big life change, there are struggles. So it's nice when you can kind of connect with other people who are going through the same thing, people who just get it. So, and celebrate with other people too. Like a lot of times people will post about their weigh-ins. Okay, so once you have your monthly subscription, you fill in all of your information. So that is including your weight, of course, your height, whether you are pregnant or breastfeeding. And then I don't know the specific science, but somehow through all of this, Weight Watchers, you know, calculates how many points you should be eating a day. So I say points because on Weight Watchers, it is a points-based system. So let's say you get 35 Smart Points in a day. They also give you so many weekly points. So this is for that extra wiggle room. Or in my case, I like to use this on the weekend. So instead of using a little bit through each day of the week, I save my weekly points for the weekend, and I go and treat myself, you know, to a meal out or to popcorn at the movie theater. So at first you're kind of like, what does 35 Smart Points even mean? That is where the barcode scanner comes in handy. So one of the most awesome things about the app is that it has a barcode scanner. So I literally go through the grocery store and I just scan items and I'm like, oh, how many points is this? How many points is that? And then very, very quickly you get a sense of, you know, what you are allotted in a day. It actually gets kind of fun because you get to kind of play around and see what has the least points. What can I eat that is still going to taste delicious, but is not going to be super high fat, super high in sugar, maybe super high in carbs, and you know, whatever. One of the great things about Weight Watchers, one of my favorite things about Weight Watchers, is you get to still eat real food that tastes delicious and that you love. I can honestly say that since joining Weight Watchers, nothing that I've wanted that I haven't been able to eat, okay? That is one of the biggest things, I think one of the biggest keys to being successful on any sort of meal plan. Not feeling deprived of something. The second you feel deprived of something, it's what you want. It's all you want. So yeah, you figure out what your points are for the day. You figure out how you can spend that. You start to get smarter with your points. You focus on what's going to fill you versus, you know, maybe what you want. Because being full is more important than eating, like, you know, that bag of Cheetos that maybe you really, really want. Everyone does things differently, but the way I kind of break up my day is a very light breakfast, medium size kind of lunch, and then a bigger supper, because that's just the way I like to do things. It works for me. And I've also said this before, but on Fridays, that's when I've decided to have my weigh-in days, because that's when my points will reset, which means I have all my weekly points, and on the weekend I can go out to eat and enjoy those the way that I want to. On Weight Watchers, fruit and vegetables are free of points. I think that's really just Weight Watchers, because everyone will say, well, strawberries have so much sugar in them, and bananas have so much sugar in them, and carrots are high in whatever. And I think if the worst problem you have is that you're eating too many fruits and vegetables, you're doing okay. One of the biggest things that I've learned on Weight Watchers is portion control. I can pretty much look at anything now and know just by looking at it how much I should have and roughly how many points it will be. Of course, I always check, but I can pretty much tell now. The other thing you can do is there are active points on Weight Watchers. So for example, if I work out 3 times this week and I gain, so to speak, 20 Weight Watchers points, I'm kind of storing them or keeping them aside so that it's actually going towards my overall weight loss, because it can become very easy to just work out just to eat. And I would say that's perfectly fine. I mean, if that's what you want, or if you're in maintenance, but right now I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm not at a point where I want to be working out solely to eat more. I have attempted to lose weight, you know, many times throughout my life. I've struggled with my weight since I can remember. Like, I honestly think my earliest memory of feeling body conscious was probably in grade 4, which when I reflect about that, actually, it's quite sad, because I'm like, I was in grade 4. Why why was that even something that was going through my head. But that far back, I remember, you know, being overweight and being aware of being overweight. So of course I wasn't dieting or anything like that in grade 4, but in high school I started, you know, trying to lose weight, and I went through some local programs as well. So I went through one program in particular, and I was extremely successful in a very short period of time. Like, I want to say that I lost probably 50 pounds in 3 to 4 months, and I felt amazing. I felt really, really great. But the thing was, the way I was eating and the habits I was developing were not healthy. First of all, I was not, and this is no fault to the people who ran the program, but I was not being educated on why I was eating what I was eating. I was just being told, okay, eat this at this time, eat this on this day, eat this at this time. And I was doing it and I was being successful, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of just, I was like a puppet, and like, which is great, it was working, but I wasn't learning. And I think that education is so important, and that's probably would have benefited me a lot when I was actually in school, to learn about, you know, how to cook and how to eat and how to be healthy. But so the point is, I was losing weight and I was feeling good, but I didn't know why I didn't know what the key to success, to that success was, and therefore when I got a little off track, I didn't know how to pick myself back up. I kind of just completely crashed and burned, and I gained all of it back, and I would say I gained all of it back and more, actually. And the other thing is, the things that I was eating were so, like, it was so strict. Like, it was salads and no carbs and no sauces and no dressings and nothing. And that is just so not realistic. And someone said to me once, unless you plan to eat this way for the rest of your life, why are you doing it now? Like, what, why? So one of the biggest differences between that experience and Weight Watchers is that I actually feel like I am educating myself on the things that I should be eating. And if I look at something and it is really high in points, I'm having to ask the question, why? I never realized that would be so high. And then I'm learning about it. I'm learning, you know, maybe how high in sugar it is, or how fatty it is, or whatever the case is. This actually happened to me when I first started with those naked smoothies, and they were so high in points, like half my day high in points. And I couldn't figure out why. Like, I thought they were naked smoothies, they're fruit smoothies. How could they possibly be that bad for you? But this is not to shade the brand Naked Smoothies, but it's just been a really enlightening experience, and I've just learned a lot. And that goes back to the whole, like, being, you know, self-reliant. Now I know that if I didn't have Weight Watchers, yeah, it would probably be a little bit harder. But I have those tools in place now, the things that I've been learning through the system, that will help me for a lifetime. And it is not rocket science. Like, eat less, you know, don't have the huge bowl of pasta. You can have pasta, but don't have 3 servings. Weight Watchers has also taught me that one unhealthy meal is not going to destroy your progress towards your goal, the same as one healthy meal is not going to fix, you know, and get you to your goal immediately either. And I know that's a very obvious statement, but I've had many years of trying to change my eating habits and going on diets and having a very all or nothing attitude. So I would go strict, and the second I had anything that was junk food or unhealthy or whatever, first of all, I was punishing myself with guilt. Like, I would feel this insane amount of guilt for having, you know, I guess failed myself for eating, like, I don't know, a cheeseburger or a slice of pizza, and then be like, oh, well, that's it. I guess it's over. I guess, you know, I guess we can move on and start eating only cheeseburgers and only pizza. It's just, yeah, an all or nothing attitude is such an unhealthy way to view things, and it's really, you know, it didn't get me anywhere. So anyway, I'm very early on in my journey, but I wanted to share that with you because I just felt like, you know, it's been a very real experience for me, and I do strongly feel like Weight Watchers is the best, you know, the best program out there. It's just giving you the tools to help yourself for a lifetime. And I don't know what this myth was or who created it, that you couldn't lead a healthy lifestyle and also be eating tasty and delicious food at the same time. It's like those two couldn't exist in the same world, and they can. So often I've said to myself, I have such a long journey to go. I just like, I can't start it. It's going to take so long. And when you think about that, it's ridiculous, because if it's going to take so long, I should have started yesterday. So start now, like go and start now. Because in 6 months even, you'll be looking back at yourself and you will be like, I am so happy. Like, look where I am today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.